What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your weekend astrology forecast for the weekend of October 29th and the 30th of 2022. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Happy Halloween weekend. Of course, Halloween's Monday, but I'm sure many people will be doing activities this weekend. As far as this costume goes, don't know. You can write in the comments what you think I am. I don't know. But it's provocative. This is as far as I go with dressing up. I find little things here and there, and I throw them on. So, hope you have a good weekend. Let's take a look at the horoscope. All right. Well, this is Sunday's chart, so we're going to go back to Saturday's chart and start this weekend off there. We're seeing Mercury finish up in Libra. It's going to be at 29 degrees, and then right around midday on the west coast, it does make that shift into Scorpio. So it's very Scorpionic energies, especially having Mercury come in. Like, this gets our mind looking deeper, going for the deeper truths, going for seeing the deeper meaning in things, understanding. It's definitely going to have people investigating more things in their life. There's so much relationship stuff this weekend. Of course, the Sun and Venus. Ooh, what did I touch? Oh, no. Okay. Okay. Of course, the Sun and Venus are still together, and, they're trining over to Juno in Pisces, especially that midpoint, and then the Sun will trine Juno as well this weekend. Like, I think there is a lot about this weekend that is like really searching for the deeper meaning with connection in our life, with Saturn in Aquarius, with Uranus in Taurus, that square, the opposed, building up to oppositions here in Scorpio. There's definitely like energy that's trying to look deeper into the connection aspect, like the merging of people in our lives. Like, that's very important, and we're getting to the bottom of that, and we're learning what people we have to let go of, what people we really want to commit to. The moon coming into Capricorn today is going to make a sextile over to Mercury as it's finishing up in Libra, and that moon will be finishing in Sagittarius in the morning. So, like, really looking at where we can expand our relationships, where we can, liberate ourselves and find like the freedom that I think we're searching for. We have to have that freedom within ourselves, and we have to have people in our lives that are free as well, and that we can like really bond together with. If we're not having that, that's where I think we can really see where we're being tied down, where we don't want to be tied down. It's like being stuck in a BDSM nightmare and not wanting to be in it anymore. Like, got to be going for the beautiful, connection here, and like uplifting relationships. I think that's the aspect to Juno. It's like really creating mergers with people that are expanding the dream, that are supporting the dreams, that are, really aligned with the moon coming into Capricorn, like the work we want to do, what we're trying to build in life, like learning to dedicate. And that moon will sextile over to the Sun and Venus. And, this is really the commitment that we need to make with the right energies. Like, the South Node's here in Scorpio too, so we can be, also way too rambunctious, and with Jupiter and Neptune back in Pisces for the last time in our lives. Remember that. We're never going to see that again. Like, what kind of fantasy storytell are we telling ourselves? Does it have like solidarity? Is it real? Is it actually something that can go into the future? Are we just lost? Are we committing or staying stuck in situations? Whether it's a relationship, whatever we're building relationships and bonds and mergers with, is it actually worth it? Like, that's the big thing, And I know I've been saying that for the last week, but it's just riddled in the astrology. Like, this is really a time to dedicate yourself to long-term commitments that have legit value to your life. If something isn't adding value to your life this weekend, I mean, honestly, I know everybody's gonna be busy with Halloween and like doing stuff, but like, gosh, it would be really beneficial to really stay persistent and like step up and be responsible for the personal life that you want and the relationships that you want to be in and the value, and be really honest about what that value is within what you're relating to, person, place, or thing. Like, legit, do you want to do this long term or not? Does it hold value with this person, this job, whatever it is? Is it actually like a bond in life that is holding like a magical connection to it? If it's not, disconnect, detach. That's the lesson we're in right now, as we are going through transformation, right? So it's intense times, especially dealing with these physical aspects with Venus here. These relationships, this money stuff, this physical realm that we live in. What are we attaching to and what's toxic? Especially with Jupiter and Neptune here. Like, what are we done with? What cycle is closed? Like, the door is shut. You just got a taste of where the story can go. Are we going to get lost in the hope and the dream of what once was that we already know is dying? And are we really going to commit to that timeline? I mean, these are questions to ask. This is definitely an interesting weekend, like, where I know it's a party weekend, but Mars is stationing. The moon opposed it, just came off that opposition. Mars is stopped this weekend. It goes retrograde, late on the 30th, but the 31st in most places. Like, square Neptune, Jupiter's there in a 4-degree orb square. I'll be honest, like, escaping reality, drinking, drugs, alcohol, like, you could get really weird. It could be fun. It could be a fantasy, but it could also, 12th house your ass. Like, Pisces is the 12th house. Let's not forget that. Like, this is where, people can make some really bad decisions and get caught up in situations they don't want to be in. So, I mean, honestly, that moon in Capricorn saying, play it safe. Play it kind of safe. The moon will also sextile Juno, so there's going to be a sextile triangle by the night on Saturday to, with the moon in Capricorn, dedicating to really beautiful things, beautiful people, what's growing in life, letting go of the old. Being smart is very important this weekend too. Like, escape into what's really valuable in your life, not what's going to be a detriment, take you backwards, or self-undoing. With Jupiter and Neptune finishing here in Pisces, it's a big deal. Like, we're getting tested right now if we're really going to self-undo right now or not. Sunday, we do get Mercury locked and loaded here in Scorpio, so it's definitely like a full day Sunday of like, I don't know, we can realize some really scary looking things. I think we need to remember the south nodes here, so what appears scary really isn't. It's just trying to have you transmute the energy and look at the positive, look at what's growing, build something with what you've learned. Pay attention to these signs. It's definitely like at the time of the year where, right, they say the veil's extra thin, and I think that there's truth to that. It's Scorpio season. The veil is thin. There's a lot of psychic energy, right? There's a lot of investigative energy, like getting to the bottom of a lot of truths in our life when it comes to what we're investing our mental energy in, what we're investing our relationship energy in, our physical energy in, our money energy in, everything. And I think that it's a really like divine time. It's a special time that can really help people graduate to this next step. But again, the self-undoing is strong. And Mars is stopped. Stopped. So like, it's interesting, right? Like when I think about like Mars, right here, look, station S. Mars stopped. It's like a very confused warrior. It's been marching, it's been battling, it's been going after, a lot, but it has to stop. And now it's really rethinking everything here in Gemini. And it's auspicious. So because of these deeper revelations that we're feeling and understanding and seeing within all these different things that we're trying to bond with, we're having to realize that what we thought was the truth about these situations is no longer the truth. And I think it's very interesting for the collective. Like, I think a lot's going to get revealed, and it can really stun people and like have people stop in their tracks and be like, what the F? So we need to be aware of these things. And of course, Chiron, which I've been mentioning, is still in that quincunx over to the south node. It's about to quincunx over to, well, I should say Venus is approaching the quincunx over to that Chiron. Like, we are getting to a very sensitive point here where we have to identify with who we are. We have to find the courage. We have to find the strength to keep pushing when it's like, what just showed up? Because the universe is saying that's meant to be transmuted. It's meant to be left behind. It's meant to die. It's time for rebirth. Let's not wait till the end of Scorpio season here to feel like a phoenix. Like, this is just like with the south node here, skip the going into your hole, skip all of that. Like, get the revelation, get the understanding, get the truth, and be the phoenix and burn that other shit to the ground. Like, don't put yourself through hell and self-undo yourself. And I think that this weekend it's a big test. It's a big test, and, we could just try and escape in Halloween fantasy land and not pay attention when the moon in Capricorn's saying, pay attention. Like, stay dedicated here, stay on the path, keep going up the mountain, right? And it's making good aspects to the nodes. And it's trine Uranus. Like, there is revelations showing up 100% to make our lives better, to give us the pivot move and the puzzle piece that we've been looking for. Are we gonna pay attention? Or just get lost? It's important to not get lost this weekend. It's important to stay sharp. Like, Capricorn is sharp, tailored energy. I know I'm a Capricorn. I don't look tailored or sharp right now by any means, but like, mentally stay very focused. And that is something that I would say that Mercury and Scorpio can do really well. Like, it can stay focused on deeper truths and get to the bottom of these things and have us really be like a private eye in our lives to really uncover so much of what needs to be disposed of so that the rebuilding process can happen within our mind as Mars has stopped saying, oh shit, what I thought was true isn't true any longer. The moon's also going to make really good aspects over to Neptune with a sextile. I like it. Like, I like it. There's definitely, spiritually, I think that, this is a very powerful weekend of seeing deeper and staying on the path. And it's just like the decisions you make. Do you want to liberate yourself, or do you want to go backwards? Do you want to pay attention to your gut? Do you want to pay attention to that instinct and stay critical and on it? So, and Sun trine Juno, of course, too. So we have to stay on it too within relationships in our life, and we don't want to suppress emotion. I think we're going to feel emotion very deeply this weekend. So, don't shy away from decisions that are important and just say, oh, I'll take the easy way out. It's not necessarily an easy way out weekend. I think that's where the escapism and the 12th house can really play in a negative way. In a positive way, it's spiritually like putting us further to where our goals ultimately are, and to where a deeper soul urge is trying to present itself and kind of show you and illuminate a path in a very beautiful way. And these gifts are very spiritual right now. They're unseen. So there's really, Sunday's a big download day, and it's setting us up for a Halloween where Mars stations retrograde completely and goes retrograde, right? So it's important. I think we have to really like get our shit together this weekend so that coming into next week and coming into November, we're dialed in for what we're going to see show up in our lives. So it's definitely a pay attention weekend, in my opinion. But I hope you have a great weekend. I really do. I hope that, you have fun, you stay on your path, you do all the things that, are going to be right for your soul, and commit to what's really going to, pay dividends in your life, and not the opposite way around. And take care of the business that needs to be taken care of. And of course, live your life and enjoy yourself. Like, that's a big part of life too. And I do want to say that there's like a hyper fixation in a lot of ways, and like staying so on it that you're not living your life and having a good time. Like, live your life, build your dreams, and make sure that like they're fun and exciting and bringing happiness into your life. There's a lot of Scorpio, there's Taurus and Saturn in Aquarius. Leo's empty right now. Like, don't forget fun. Don't forget to build and invest in happiness and true romance and love energy into your life. That's very important too. All right, Halloween Tarot. What do we got for this weekend? Queen of Ghosts. I feel like ghosts are pentacles because they're... This deck is... Hold on. I'm going to get to the bottom of this right now. I need to know. I should have looked before, but I'm just like, no. Halloween Tarot suits. All right. Pumpkins, imps, ghosts, and bats. The suit of earth. Okay, as the suit of ancient earth, the pumpkin describes the earth and the physical. This is good. This is giving me what I want to know. So we know that that's the king of coins. The element of water is... Okay, so this is ghost, so it has a pumpkin. It's not pumpkin. So pumpkins, for future reference here, pumpkins are coins. Ghosts are water. So this is the Queen of Cups. Bats are the swords. And that means that the wands the imps is the wand. Okay. We got that covered. The Queen of Ghosts, Queen of Cups. I feel like this is building really strong emotions to commit yourself in the right direction. It's very emotionally mature so that you can step up and build a life that you want this weekend from what you really desire. But it could be a desire check too, and we have to be okay with a shift of something taking place and feeling still emotionally secure if something that we thought was a desire shifts because of a truth that shows up this weekend. I think it's really important. The more emotionally secure you are, you'll be fine no matter what could possibly show up. You can stay in your power within yourself and very, intuitively on your game. King of Ghosts. Dang, reverse though. King of Cups reverse. We need to stay in that place where we're feeling very confident within ourselves and how we're feeling, no matter what's changing. It's almost like this weekend wants to manipulate emotion. It wants to get people worked up. It wants to disempower people from a deep place. So something could show up in our lives that's like a test. Like, can you hold it together? And I think the moon in Capricorn, with the good aspects it's making, is going to be a big help in helping us keep it together. But I feel like we can also lose ourselves too in escapes. And we got to stay like even keel. And the Queen of Pumpkins. Wow, we got all Queen of Pumpkins. The Royal Court is out. Yeah, again, value is very important. What actually has worth right now. And we got to stop committing ourselves emotionally to the things in life that are not nurturing and growing and creating and having physical substance and adding that substance to our life. We can get lost thinking in some weird delusional place right now where, we're not doing ourselves any favors in the physical. And I think that this weekend's a big test of that. Like, are you going to stay present and not lose yourself so that you can really stay on the path up the mountain and crush it and crush the mountain? So it's a big weekend, I think. And there's definitely energy that's about to shift with this Mars retrograde. And I think it could bring a lot of change here in Gemini. Like having to make us pivot when we don't want to pivot, or we already feel like we've made all the pivots that we could possibly make in our life. How could the universe possibly ask us to pivot and to act quickly again? I'm tired. I don't want to. You got this. Stay on your game. I don't know when things are just going to be chill again, or if that's even ever a part of this timeline again at this moment. I'm sure it will be. Nothing lasts forever. But I'll tell you that South Node Scorpio, Pluto finishing in Capricorn, getting that big ingress, once in a lifetime transit with Neptune and Jupiter, Mars retrograde. There's just a lot of change that we're stepping into. And I think that, intuitively everybody that's feeling that energy can feel it. Don't get down about change. Embrace it. That's where we're finding this deep emotional prowess and confidence to be that phoenix this Scorpio season, so that we can set ourselves up to really create something good, to create something amazing. But it's different. It's just different. And it's learning to adapt in the moment to what the differences are. I love you all very much. I hope you have a beautiful weekend. Happy Halloween. And I'll see you all Monday for, of course, the actual October 31st horoscope. Love you all very much. Peace. Oh. Peace.